Hey folks, Wally DM here, and today I would like to share some extremely big news for myself. It also includes the YouTube channel and just about everything that I do with regards to publishing books about puzzles and traps and things of that nature. And aside from that, I'm also going to be running a Kickstarter for my next puzzle adventure, and that's actually not the big news. But if you would, please look at the link below and check out the page. And if you wouldn't mind, please follow the page for the Kickstarter. It should go live in approximately March. But again, that's not the big news, but we are going to talk about it here shortly. Now, if you're watching this on the replay, you can jump around to the different subjects. I will put bookmarks or I forget what they're called, where you can, I think they're called bookmarks, where you can jump around from subject to subject, but I'll have to do that after the video fully processes. So the big news is if you are familiar with the Game Master's Guide series or the Game Master's book series, I actually have one of those right here, the Game Master's book of Traps, Puzzles, and Dungeons. For the past 9 months or so, I have been working with the team over at Topics Media, and we are going to be creating a book together. And I am super excited about that. It's really cool to be able to follow in the footsteps of other YouTubers that they have worked with. And yeah, that's it's going to be huge. It's going to come out in April of 2027. And the title of the book is going to be the Game Master's Book of Puzzles and Wonders. Now, this is basically going to be a compilation of my first 2 puzzle books. There's going to be about 80 to 85% of the puzzles that are in those books are going to be in the Game Master's Book of Puzzles and Wonders, but I have also written 20 brand new puzzles to go into the book. And one of the reasons why I am so excited about this is if you have my first book, especially, you can see that that was published in 2020, and I have published outside of the Quintessential Guide for Monster Encounters. Everything that I have wrote and published has been without an editor. And so what's going to happen with the Game Master's Book of Puzzles and Wonders is they're going to take all of the 80 to 85% of the puzzles from my 2 journal books. They're going to put them in a new format. They are going to edit them properly so they will read nice and smooth for the Game Master. And included with all of that is going to be brand new art, brand new illustrations and maps. The book is also going to have 3 one-shots that you can run at your table that are going to include puzzles from the book, and those aren't even going to be written by me, so they will be bringing someone else to write those. I don't have a whole lot of extra details other than that. I will publish another video about this book once I get the concept art for the cover, and then things are really going to hit home. So this has been this is tremendous for me as far as my puzzles and my YouTube channel is concerned, because just the reach that this is going to have. They'll be selling this on Amazon. This is going to be a book that's going to be in local game stores and Targets and Barnes and Nobles and things like that. So it feels like it's starting to feel real now, just because we are going through the process of getting it set up. But once I see the cover and see the pre-orders go up for this book, it's going to feel like an achievement unlocked. It's going to be really, really, really cool. But yeah, so that is the big announcement. I have been working with that team, and I do want to say that that is one of many reasons why you haven't seen a new puzzle or trap video come out on this channel since I think September or October. And one of the reasons is because I had to take time to rewrite all of the puzzles from my first 2 books, and I had to take time to write the 20 new puzzles that were going into the book. And now I'm actually in the process of editing the edit. So I'm going through and reading and making sure that I'm okay with the changes that have been made. And that everything is, the puzzles still work with the edits they made, things like that. And that's about a 280-page document, and I'm on my second pass through it. So I've done it once, sent it back. They've made corrections and sent it back to me, and now I'm on my second iteration of going through that, and I have a deadline, and so I will be working on this for the next couple of weeks pretty solid. I will say that the team over at Topics Media with this, they're fantastic. It's been an absolute pleasure so far to be working with them. Yeah, they're great. It's been a fantastic experience, and I really can't wait to share this book with you. It's going to be absolutely amazing. The new puzzles, I'm so excited about those. It's going to be they're going to be great. And that's all I can say about it, I guess. So, yep, that's the big news. The Game Master's book of Puzzles and Wonders, it will come out in April 2027, joining an already great lineup of books, random encounters, traps, puzzles, and dungeons, non-player characters, villains, legendary dragons. All those books are awesome. So let me know in the comment section below if you have any of these books. Are you excited as I am to see the Game Master's book of Puzzles and Wonders? I mean, it basically feels like a book 2 of the Traps, Puzzles, and Dungeons book, but yeah, but with a Wally DM style. So very excited. The next thing that I would like to talk about is actually, before I do, just a quick hello to the chat. I am live streaming this. If you're watching this in the future, of course, I'm not live anymore, but thank you everybody for the support. Dr. Feargood, thank you so much. Absolutely. I would love to meet up again. I'll sign those books when they come out as well. Absolutely. So speaking of which, Dr. Feargood, you're going to be one of my playtesters for this. Moving on to subject 2, is going to be the Kickstarter that I am starting in, hoping to launch in March. This is going to be Kobold, Cliff, and the Cyclops. So the reason that I have decided to go with Kickstarter is because there's a few more things that I want to offer that I can't get just by going straight to DriveThruRPG. And I'd also like to start to build a little bit of a following on Kickstarter. I believe I posted a link in the live chat for those of you watching. If you don't mind, please click on that and just at least follow the project to see where it goes. Oh, Chthonic Musings, thank you very much. I appreciate you looking forward to the book. The proactive role-playing book, that's actually one I haven't looked at yet, so I will need to go back and pick that up. Thank you very much. So with Kobold, Cliff, and the Cyclops, this is going to be my third published adventure. I have already published Mystery at the Golden Sturge Inn and Escape from Scarecrow Mansion. Those were both in 2025. Those were 2 books that I was working on, and another reason why it took away from my time to be able to create videos. And I do feel like I want to try to get 2 of these books out every year. And what they are is they are puzzle adventures. Their purpose is for a 3 to 6 hour one-shot that you could run in at a convention, that you could play at home, that you could do for parties, that you could include in your own game. And with this one being the third one, I'm going to be running this at a couple of conventions. That's another thing that I've been wanting to do is when I'm getting ready to publish these or getting ready to get them going, I want to take them to a convention. Members of my Patreon will have an opportunity to play in a playtest. And speaking of the conventions, one of the reasons why I wanted to do this was walking around the dealer hall. And I usually attend Gamehold Con in Madison, Wisconsin, and actually going to my first GaryCon this year in Lake Geneva in March, and I'll be running this adventure. But one of the things that I noticed is I would walk around the dealer hall and talk with publishers. I would always ask if there is an adventure that they have that has puzzles and traps in it, especially unique ones, because what I like to do with my YouTube channel is I like to create a puzzle or trap video that focuses on a puzzle or trap from someone's published book to maybe help get a few more eyes on their book, whether it's published on DriveThruRPG or DM's Guild, or even if it's published on Reddit or in our Discord. I love to present puzzles or traps from other folks to get more eyes on those. But walking around the conventions, I would ask dealers if they had books that focused or had some unique puzzles and traps, and most of the time none of them did. And if they did, there was like one trap in there. It'd be like a poison dart trap, or it'd be a puzzle, and the puzzle that they said it was like just a riddle or something. And I'm not the hugest fan of riddles. I mean, to each their own, of course, but so I feel like there could be a market for these one-shot puzzle adventures. I have actually been running, Dr. Fairgood would know, I have actually been running these in our Discord for several years. I mean, 6 or 7 years I've run these, and now I want to write them and publish them. And this again will be the third book in that series. Checking the chat real quick. Hey, Esper the Bard, thank you very much for joining me. I appreciate the best wishes. Thank you. Esper the Bard, also one of the great publishers. I believe I have all of his books so far as well. Also backed his most recent one. Lots of fun. Thank you, Esper. So yeah, so with Kobold Cliff and the Cyclops, again, if you would, please follow the link and be sure to follow the project. It is hopefully going to go live in March, but I do need to build up a little bit of a following before I can put it live. And just looking at the story here, that'll be on there, so I'll let you read through it if you would like. This is going to include my own monsters in there. I have created sapphire kobolds. I have created a somewhat of a kobold race called the Kosu. The Kosu are like the Sioux monster and the kobold Sioux monster, where they're more of a primal kobold that can be found in jungles and caves, things like that. And they also have that little bit of that Sioux monster mentality, that ferociousness. And for each of these, for the Sapphire Kobolds and the Kosu, and in fact, I'm going to be providing these to my Patreon members very, very soon. But with these two monsters in this book, there's going to be 3 different stat blocks. You're going to have the base Sapphire Kobold, the base Kosu, and then you're going to have, I believe the Sapphire Kobold is going to have a medic and a warlock, because the Sapphire Kobolds are more militaristic, like the Sapphire Dragon, and the Kosu are going to be more primal with their Sioux monster roots, but they're also going to have a few green dragon traits as well. Included also, because this is going to be an adventure for first level adventurers, I wanted to include some of the classics that drug me into the game when I very first started playing, and that was the rust monster, zombies, gray ooze, and oil beetles. All monsters I remember from, and living statues, of course, as well. All monsters I remember very fondly when I very first started playing and running Dungeons and Dragons decades and decades ago. So it'll have my own versions of those. It is going to have a Cyclops in there, and I'm not doing any spoiling on the Cyclops. It's going to be badass, though. You're gonna want to see the Cyclops. It's gonna be cool. And this whole story, again, it's going to be for first level characters. The whole story is going to have. It's going to have a twist. It's going to be much like if you've played or read through my Golden Sturge book. It's going to have a twist. And so as far as the pledge levels, I want to keep this nice and simple so that anyone can join in on this. You can be a part of this Kickstarter. There's so many Kickstarters now where it's $20 for the PDF, it's $50, $60, $70 for the book. I want to make this accessible for as many people as I can. So for just $5, you're going to get the PDF of the adventure, and I'm going to create my own virtual tabletop map, and I will include that as a bonus as well. So you'll get my tokens and my virtual map that I'm going to use to playtest that, along with the PDF where you can use this in your game. So it's just a $5 pledge level. I'm going to set a goal of $100. So I'm sure we should be able to hit that no problem. The $10 level is also going to include a card supplement. So what I'd like to do for my adventures going forward is you can actually do a print on demand through drive-through cards to have cards printed, or cards to use with this. So when they find a magic item, you can give your players that magic item card. I use vending machines in my adventures. So if they find the vending machine, you can give them the card for the magic item, and you can give them the card for the tokens. I'll also include cards for the NPCs, so that instead of, if you don't want to have the book with you, you can just look at the card for the NPC, know how to play them, and of course for the monsters as well. And the monsters, the card for the monsters will be shorthand. So all of the stats will be in the book, but just what you need to run combat or what have you will be on the cards. And then the $25 level, which will be the highest level if you want to go there for this Kickstarter, is going to be the adventure plus the card supplement, plus you can have your name in the book. And what I mean by this is I believe there's going to be 16 slots, and I put random treasure tables in there, so you could find Wally DM's gray beanie hat, or a cloak with the initials, or a cloak with the name Dr. Feargood inside of it. So you can have your name or your character's name in one of those random tables. And those two random tables, one's going to be inside the Sapphire Kobold Armory, and the other one's going to be in the Sapphire Kobold Barracks. And so if you want your name in there, that gives you an opportunity for that. Let me check chat real quick. I haven't checked for a while. Cadence, hey, very good to see you. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Good to see you in the chat. Always love reading your comments. Thank you so much, Cadence. I appreciate it. I've got to get some new videos. You've got to be just about done watching all my videos. I would say every time you comment on one, I'm like, man, I forgot all about that video. But always great to see you in the chats. Same with you, Biff Strong. Also very good. Very great to see you. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I appreciate your support. Always good to see your comments, especially when the comments on those old videos pop up. I just love them. Tabletop Bob, hey, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Good to see you. For those of you who don't know, Tabletop Bob and I have done a few collaborations in the past, appearing on each other's channel, which I want to talk to you about. If you're still here, Tabletop Bob, is I'd like to run this either on my channel or on yours if you want, but I'd like to have you be a part of that. So I will reach out when that gets closer. I'm looking at probably March or April. Yes, great to see everyone. Awesome. So back, I'll wrap up this Kickstarter a bit here in just a little bit, because I am going to do a full video on this, hopefully in a couple months, or a couple weeks, I'm sorry. As soon as I get the Game Master's Book of Puzzles and Wonders stuff done, then I'm going to concentrate on this. So we're going to have a $100 funding goal. If we reach $1,000 in funding, I'm going to provide lore, because there's going to be a lot of deities. This Kobold Cliff is actually going to be where this ancient network of shrines, this network, or it's kind of like a marketplace of shrines, and so there's going to be probably about half a dozen deities in there, and those are going to be the base or the root of the puzzles that you're going to find in the book. So I will provide some lore and some background on those, and then at $2,000, if we reach this stretch goal, I'm also going to create a Shadowdark and a BX version of the book. So Kobold Cliff and the Cyclops is going to be a 5e book, but if we hit this other stretch goal, then I'm also going to do a Shadowdark and BX version. And if we exceed expectations even on this, I'll go back and do a Shadowdark and BX versions on my other 2 adventure modules as well. And then some of the add-ons for this are just my other books, Mystery of the Golden Sturgeon, Escape from Scarecrow Mansion, the Journal of Puzzle Encounters 1 and 2, and then of course the Spirit Remnants and the dice mini games. So that is it. That is Kobold, Cliff, and the Cyclops. If you would, please be a follower. All you have to do is go over to Kickstarter. I will post the link again. There we go. And just click the link to follow the project. That is much appreciated, and I am very much looking forward to play testing this. I'll be play testing it with my some of my Patreon members and some of the folks from my Discord, and then I also plan on doing a live play, maybe a couple live plays of it, and then finally I will be running this at GaryCon in March. So if you're going to GaryCon, signups for games start soon. Be sure to sign up for this. I believe I'm running this twice, both on Thursday. So cool. So with that, let's see here. There are links in the description below for all of the things. If you want to check out the Game Masters book series, there's also the link to the Kickstarter. There's a link to all of my products now on TTRPG. Kobold, Cliff, and the Cyclops will be on TTRPG as well after the Kickstarter is fulfilled. Let's see here. Those are the adventures. So, and also here's a spoiler for the next one that I would like to have, hopefully, going to Kickstarter again in October after the fulfillment of Kobold, Cliff, and the Cyclops, is Journey into the Sugar Realm. And I have one piece of art done for this and the cover ready to go. I've actually run this twice already, even though I don't have anything officially written for it. I have notes and an outline, and I am featuring the gummy bears on the front because it absolutely terrified one of my players, and I loved it so much. These gummy bears came out of this surrounding gelatinous area, and it was awesome. So this, my very first adventure, the Golden Sturgeon, was a clue-based adventure, and of course, Journey into the Sugar Realm is going to be a Candyland-inspired adventure. So this is hopefully going to be my second book of the year that I am going to hopefully once again do another Kickstarter for in October, and I will be running this at GameholeCon in October 2026. Super excited for this one as well. Let's see here. So I kind of want to just, again, so we're going to switch subjects here, and I'd like to, actually, before I do need to give one more update. So I am also still working on the Quintessential Guide to Urban Encounters. And since I've been working so hard on the Game Master's book of Puzzles and Wonders, I haven't been able to give the Urban Encounters book my full attention, but once I am done with this last bit of editing, I am going full force back into this. I will let you know as an update that Mr. Trask and I have done a tremendous amount of work within the last few months, and we have made a lot of progress for the Quintessential Guide to Urban Encounters. For all of those of you that have backed this and are waiting for this, please know that we are still working on this. And I'm going to tell you, this book is going to be absolutely amazing. It is, we're going to include probably about 12 or 13 long form encounters. That is the format that we used in the Monster Encounter book. And let's see here if I can give you one of the ones that I've written here. And this is just a prototype. So for those of you that backed, we're going to actually release the alpha playtest of this, hopefully in March. So like right before my Kickstarter goes live, or maybe afterwards. We'll do an alpha launch for those that backed it. But this one's going to be Park Squabble, which is going to be characters need to actually use, I mean, they can use combat if they want, but it's more geared towards trying to negotiate with a couple of statues that have become active. And there's the artwork. I love this artwork. So these two statues all of a sudden are arguing back and forth, and the characters need to step in before somebody gets hurt because they are bronze living statues. So that's one of the, and then of course the stat block for the monsters in there. The book is starting to look really, really good. We'll bypass that one. I don't want anybody to know about that one yet. That's gonna be a good one. My kite is a mimic. That's it's gonna be fun. Actually, that one is also published in the handbook of dice mini games, so no big deal there. But yeah, so this book it's got some concept art in there as well. But we are going to have all of the full-length encounters. Real quick, I want to focus on this. This is going to be the Pyrite Dragon, which is, if you're familiar with Pyrite, that is Fool's Gold. So I have created a long-form encounter where the city is experiencing counterfeit coins, and I'm tying in all of this into the Pyrite Dragon. So with the Quintessential Guide to Urban Encounters, you're going to get the full stat blocks for the Pyrite Dragon: the Wormling, the Young, the Adult, and the Ancient. And it is absolutely awesome. Here's one of the ones that Mr. Trask is working on. Something is a lift. A young magic user suddenly starts levitating everything around him. This might actually end up being the cover art. Super excited about this one. This one's so much fun. As you can see here, floating dog, floating livestock, flying children. It's gonna be absolutely cool. But after that, we're going to get to the micro encounters. Now, I did a couple of videos on these last year, like the Ancient Text Cipher. You can find that on my channel. I did a puzzle video for that. But there's probably going to be about 20 of these micro encounters, and each one is just going to be a simple page. Bubble Trouble, that's another one that I did a video on, I believe, or we might have just did the micro encounter itself as part of the Kickstarter. I can't remember at this point. Puppet Strings, Health Inspection, Sifting Through the Ashes, Peter's Griffins. That's fun. Recruitment, fill in the blank. That's a fun one as well. I've ran this for some of my players already. That is actually a really, really good time. So that is the Quintessential Guide to Urban Encounters. So for those of you that are that have backed that project, I think you can still back it on Kickstarter as a late pledge if you want, but we're hopefully having the alpha test out on that. So I have a lot of stuff I've been working on, which circles back to the reason why I haven't put out as many videos. A lot of my videos have take 10 to 12 hours to create. Most of that is editing, because I'm very particular with my editing nowadays, and just finding the time to do that, along with I've been doing a lot of layout work, which I'm going to get to in just a bit, and then trying to get my writing and everything done, and then have family time and relaxing time, and I work a 9-to-5 job too, so I work 40 hours a week, so trying to cram all that in, it's been challenging. And especially with regards to the YouTube channel, it's been, trying to find that 12 hours to be able to create a video and stuff. And I won't sugarcoat anything. My analytics had been way down before I took a break from making videos, and I'm going to try to implement at least one change that hopefully will get my analytics back up where more people are viewing them, because the more people view them, the more excited I get. Just to check the chat real quick, Dr. Feargood, that's awesome. Fool's Gold. Well, I never thought about that using it. Yeah, it's absolutely amazing, and it's going to be between that and another monster, Dr. Feargood. You're part of my Patreon. You'll be seeing those in the February Patreon release. Cool. Oh, hey, Fred, how to DD. Hey, I appreciate you being here. Thank you very much. Yes, I do have a lot of projects in development, and I'm going to be mentioning my projects with you as well. So yeah, that'll actually getting to those here very, very shortly. Bit Strong, yes. Full Goals Dragon, yes. It is very, very cool. I have already run it too, and it was a lot of fun. One of the players in my game went into because the Fool's Gold Dragon in the Urban Encounters book, it's going to be set in the bank vault. He just loves being in the bank vault, and the pyrite dragon gives an aura that any pyrite or iron coins look like gold. But the pyrite dragon always knows the difference. And what the bank has been doing is they have been taking in gold but distributing iron and pyrite. And it takes 48 hours before that fool's gold look to wear off of those coins. And that's so it's a big, in the book, it's going to be a big counterfeit ring, with the lead person behind everything being an adult pyrite dragon that's just having a great time living in the bank vault, which is the lair. So I do want to mention, before I bring up some of the other projects that I'll be working on or have worked on, I do want to mention my Patreon. I have decided to make a big Patreon change in December. The $2 pledge is all I ever ask for. I have a $1, a $2, a $5, and a $15. The $1 pledge is set up there on Patreon just to say, hey, as a thank you, you want to show your support. Thank you very much for the $1. But the $2 pledge level, I am starting to include monthly digital rewards. And so for the first one, which came out in December 2025, this is going back to the very first topic of this video, or of this live stream. This is the Devoid of Color puzzle. Now, this is the original puzzle that I wrote and submitted to the Game Masters folk. This is a puzzle that is going to appear in the Game Masters book of Puzzles and Wonders. This puzzle does not appear anywhere else, except for right now on my Patreon. So I wanted to start this new monthly digital rewards off with a bang. And so I included this. I love the Devoid of Color puzzle. It is a lot of fun. The characters basically enter a room that's all black and white, and I'm going to leave it off at there. So all of the Patreon members at the $2 level and higher are going to get these, and they're probably going to be anywhere from 1 to 4 to maybe even 6 pages. I'm going to try to keep them at 2 to 3. But every month you'll get a brand new digital reward. So December's was the Devoid of Color puzzle. And then in January, I released the Fill in the Blank encounter. Now, this is going to appear in the Quintessential Guide to Urban Encounters. My group and I have had so much fun with this. This is a Mad Libs adventure. It's a Mad Libs encounter. It takes probably about 15 minutes, and there's been several games that we just started with this. And if you're familiar with Mad Libs, you, as the game master, you basically go in and you ask one of the players for a public place, another one for a person's name, another one for an unusual occupation, and you fill in the blanks for these, and then you read it back to them. So the encounter itself has the fill in the blanks, so you fill that in, and even the running combat and the ending the encounter, you go through and you fill that in as well. It was absolutely fun every time I wrote it. And you basically do, you read the part that you filled out, and then the other part that you filled out is game master information on how to run it. And it's basically one round of combat and then it's over. But it is so crazy. If you've played this, if you remember my Patreon and you played this, let me know how it went. But this will also be published in the Quintessential Guide to Urban Encounters. But I've had so much fun playtesting this that I wanted to share it with Patreon. So you can find it there as well. So getting back to a lot of the stuff that I was doing in 2025 that led me away from not being able to publish videos is I have been trying to work on my skills as far as being able to do layout is concerned. I use Affinity Publisher. I have done the layout for all of my books, and I think layout work is just something that you gradually eventually get better at, because like looking back at some of my books, there's so much I would do differently. but I have also started doing layout for other people as well. So in addition to doing the layout for my own books, a few people have reached out to me to do layout for theirs. One of those in 2025 is Nicholas reached out to me for their book Adventuring Family. And Adventuring Family is looks like the PDF is free over on DriveThruRPG, and basically this book helps bring helps families play together and has a lot of lessons. There are a few quite a bit of things in here to help people with kids like with disabilities and like ADHD, autism, dyslexia, anxiety, all that stuff. But it's basically a D&D game that you can play with your kids to try to slowly introduce them to the game, or just to help them out. So I really enjoyed working on this project. I'll put links to all these in the description below. Again, this is a $0 PDF. I believe if you would like to have the hardback or the softcover version, you can find those on Amazon. But also, we just published. I say we, they just published the Snowlight Lantern, which is a Christmas one-shot. So we're past Christmas now, but keep this in mind for next year. But this is a free pay-what-you-want PDF, and this was one of the other things I did layout for. So both of the layouts on these, we went as basic as possible. Plain white background, just tried to keep it very, very simple, very readable, and that's what we're striving for. So be sure to check those out. Nicholas is a great person, wonderful heart. I really enjoyed working with him, and look forward to working with him again in the future. But yeah, long overdue to give him a shout out. You can find links to that in the description below. And then if Fred's still here, Fred and I have been had been working on and recently published the Player's Expansion 2 for Shadowdark RPG. Now, I've actually done layout for the first one and now the second one. And if you see on my channel, Fred and I are going to sit down and do a deep dive on the Expansion 2 for Shadowdark this Thursday. So be sure to bookmark that. Fred and I are going to come on here. We're going to live stream, and we're going to talk about Player's Expansion 2. Now, what we've done here, Fred did most of the work. He put together all of the classes. I think, how many were there in there? I think like 10 or 11 classes and 16 new ancestries. Now, I was in charge of the ancestries, and I put some weird shit in there. I'm not gonna lie. There's like 4 of my own homebrew races. But we'll talk more in depth about that on Thursday as we go through that book. But yeah, you can find the Shadowdark, and these are also pay what you want. Of course, you can pick these up for free, and if you enjoy them, if you come back and toss $1 or whatever, one of the things that you can do when there is a pay what you want book on like a DriveThruRPG, even if it's like I think 50 cents, that helps that book towards their next award, helps them get towards a copper bestseller, a silver bestseller, an electrum, a gold, and so on. So even a 50-cent donation is very much very helpful to those that are creating the book. But yeah, links for all of that is going to be in the description below. Another project I did layout for that you're not going to find on DriveThruRPG, I spent a lot of time helping my friend AJ Pickett on, was the Super Atomic RPG. Now, there were some issues with Super Atomic. The layout, I basically came in and helped clean it up, put it in a slightly different format so it could be printed in a book. And then that was my role and things. Now, there were some issues. AJ had to take it down. If you want to know what those issues are, you can check out AJ's channel. He goes over that in detail, I believe. So you can't actually get the physical book right now, but AJ is creating or addressing the issues, and hopefully at some point this will be available again. But that was basically all of my December right there, was helping AJ get his book published. Let me check the live chat real quick here. Some things popped in. Let's see. Fred. Fool's Gold. Oh, yeah. The amount of layout you do is crazy. Yes, it is, Fred. Yes, it is. I enjoy it though. It actually goes all the way back into high school. I first did layout in high school. I was in the graduating class of 1991, and my junior and senior year, I was part of the literary magazine, and my senior year, I was the editor in chief, and I helped with the layout. It was actually a lot of fun. I was in charge of the horror part of the literary magazine, which was pretty neat. But yeah, and then I listened to your live stream the other day too, Fred. It sounds like you have, well, of course we've discussed most of them already, but just to announce, you have lots of projects as well that I'll be helping with the layout on. So super excited about that. You've got a lot of great stuff. So the Frederick Wheeler portion of Drive-Thru-RPG is going to explode in 2026. Thank you, Dr. Feargood, for joining me. Appreciate you being here. Thanks, man. You're a good friend. I appreciate it. Prippy, fan of the layouts. I find others often become too cluttered. Prippy, thank you very much for saying that. I appreciate it. I have also found I don't like a cluttered book or layout. A lot of times when I'm running games, I have the book open and I need to be able to, like if I'm standing at a table, I need to be able to look down and be able to see what I need or what have you. So I've been trying to keep my layouts as simple and clean as possible. So I sincerely appreciate that comment. That lets me know I'm on the right path. I have some books that I can't even use because either the font's too small or the background's too dark or there's just too much going on, and I just have to make notes. So I went through a lot of books and have settled on my current format, and I am glad to hear that you appreciate it. Thank you. That means a lot. Let's see here. Fred, Super Atomic RPG is back in playtest. AJ is having to draw the art for the book. Yes. Yep. And AJ is doing some really good artwork. I've seen like 3 pieces of his art already. Man is super talented, and his artwork is perfect Shadowdark style too. Amazing. And Fred, I don't know if you've seen or not, if you joined me earlier when I was talking about my Kickstarter for the Kobold, Cliff, and the Cyclops. If I reach a stretch goal, I want to do a Shadowdark and a BX version of it. So yeah, I might need you. We meet that stretch goal. I am going to need you. Let's see here. That is my website. Okay. Do I want to jump to that already? I might as well. So one more thing I kind of want to show everyone that you might not have known, and another portion of 2025, more towards the beginning. So I was still doing videos at that time, but I did a lot of freelance writing for 5th edition for Goodman Games. So Goodman Games last year, they launched a couple of backer kits, and one of them was Terrors from the Underdeep. And part of Terrors from the Underdeep, I submitted, I think, about 12 monsters. And this is going to be, this here is Terrors from the Underdeep Unearthed Lore. This is a stretch goal booklet. And if I zoom in here, let me get past my Afghan that I'm wearing. You can see here the writers, Eric Dahm, Jackson DeCarlo, Alex Neeson, and Wally DM. So I believe there are 4 or 5 of my monsters in this published Goodman Games book. Now I'll do a full video, and I want to share all of the monsters because they're also coming out with Dungeon Denizens 2 for Dungeon Crawl Classics in 5th edition, and I believe I have like 10 to 12 monsters in there as well. But that is going to be a live stream for a different day when I actually have the physical books in hand. I'll do a stream there, and I will probably reach out to Chris Doyle, who was my contact at Goodman Games at the time, and ask him to join me on the live stream as we go through the book. But let's see here if I can pull out the monsters I created. The Darkness Stalker was one. The Phantom Worm was another one. The Rune Dragon, that was mine. And the Motrold. So those were the 4 monsters of mine that they included in the supplement. So super excited to see that. So let me see here. I believe I'm getting to the end. Let's talk about videos real quick. I do plan on doing videos again, and that is going to take us all the way back to my original big announcement that I am currently working on the Game Master's book of Puzzles and Wonders. I have a deadline that I need to meet. I have, again, to rehash, for those of you just joining us, in 2025, I rewrote all of my puzzles from the first 2 books. Plus, I wrote 20 brand new puzzles to be included in the Game Master's book of Puzzles and Wonders. And I had all of those submitted. That took me through 2025. And now we are in the process of, again, the team over there is fantastic. It's so much fun working with these guys. But they are in the process of editing all of my puzzles, putting them in a brand new format, and then they send them over to me for kind of a final eyes on the words go through. But that encompasses about 280 pages. And I did my first go through in December. And now I am working on the second go through just to read through everything and make sure everything makes sense. Make sure the puzzles. Sometimes when you edit a puzzle or a trap, it can break how it works. So I need to make sure that everything still works and the solution makes sense. And going through that. And once again, I am super excited working with the folks over there because. Fred will tell you I needed some editing help with my books, and to be able to have an actual editor, to be able to see all my puzzles be in a physical version in game stores all around the world is going to be great, and brand new art and illustrations. It's just going to be an awesome book, and I'm so excited about it. April 2027. I can't wait to share it with you. But I'll do more updates on that as we come closer. And as we close out, just one more reminder, if you would, please go over and sign up to be notified when Kobold Cliff and the Cyclops goes live on Kickstarter. And real quick, a shout out to Jacob E. Blackman. Jacob Blackman is a artist. I am a member of his Patreon, and he also has stock art on ttrpg. And Jacob and I have been working together. Well, I mean, Jacob's been doing the art. I just ask him for it. But like going all the way back to my second puzzle book, he did most of the art for all of my adventure modules. I love the art style. It fits how I envision my books, and absolute pleasure to work with. But Jacob's got a Patreon as well. I'll be including his information when the Kickstarter goes live, so you can check out his stuff, or you can check it out now just by going to DriveThruRPG and searching for him there for stock art, or by going to Patreon and searching for Jacob Blackman. So I couldn't do this without him. Great artist, and I sincerely appreciate his work. I love it. But yeah, if you would, please go over and check that out. And I don't see any questions in the chat, so I am going to go ahead and end it here. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining me for today's live stream. I kind of wanted to reach out to everyone and say, hey, I am still here. I am still going to do videos, but I do have to finish the Urban Encounters book. I still need to get my editing work done for the Game Master's book of Puzzles and Wonders. But I'm hoping to have new puzzle videos out very soon, hopefully as early as February of this year. And of course, I am going to be live streaming on Thursday, so please join me again. That would be fantastic. Thank you very much for supporting me on my channel, and I appreciate hanging out with you. Leave a comment below if you have any questions, and on to the next.